Good morning, Winchester Public Schools families. My name is Melanie Brady Shanley. I'm here to present to you the reopening plan for the Winchester Public Schools for the start of the 21-22 school year. So just give me a minute here. I'm going to share my screen with you. All right. So this morning I'm going to share with you our norms for this meeting. It is going to be that I'm going to share the reopening information with you. I always encourage you to ask me questions, send me an email, call my cell phone if you have any further questions regarding the information that I'm going to present to you. Going to start this morning by talking to you about what we've done in the past. We have been fully in person since July of 2020, one of 5 school districts in the state that had in-person summer school successfully a year ago. We have had 0 documented in-building transmission cases of COVID, which tells us that our mitigation strategies have been working. 90+% of our staff are currently vaccinated. And by June of 2021, we had only 12% of our student population participating via distance learning. We started last school year at about a 22% rate and dropped to that rate by about 10% throughout the school year. The Connecticut Department of Public Health is really guiding a lot of this information. So their goal this year is to have 100% of in-person learning for the 21-22 school year. We need to recognize that ongoing changes to the guidance will potentially have another change as the data changes. So the guidance changes as the data informs us. If the data goes higher, then we know that we have more stringent guidelines. If the data lessens, then we know that we can relax some of those guidelines as we go. On a weekly basis, there's multiple meetings that I'm attending and advocating for our district around COVID protocols. So I'm attending routine Department of Public Health meetings at the state level. We also have Litchfield County Health Department district meetings, and our Litchfield County Superintendent's Group meets bi-weekly to be able to discuss any education-related impacts that COVID may be having on districts. Connecticut Department of Public Health wants to remind people that right now our best mitigation is vaccination if you're eligible. So we will continue to offer vaccination clinics within the town of Winchester. During the month of August, we anticipate having 2 more clinics, one at the Ledgebrook Plaza down where Stop and Shop is, and then the other here at the Pearson School in the cafeteria. For Winchester Public Schools, our goals are to maintain what we did last year, which was 100% in-person learning opportunities, implement to the extent possible all of the mitigation strategies, plus going above and beyond with our own mitigation strategies, continue to be consistent with communication to stakeholders, holding these types of forums, being available on cell phones, being available via email, and just open to people's thoughts and feelings regarding the situation. My personal goal this year is to really return our students and staff to the most normal, quote unquote, learning environment possible, where we're seeing students collaborate, working together, discourse, being on the carpets together, playing as we know that children love to do. We will reopen our buildings to direct family members, and we will, once vaccination is open for ages 2 to 11, which we anticipate to be potentially October or the fall time, we will offer vaccination clinics here within Winchester Public Schools that'll be a parent choice for participation of their children. So some more information on Winchester Public Schools welcoming back visitors and events. So parents and guardians will be welcomed into buildings for meetings and events. The one thing that we will ask is that you will comply with our school level policies and procedures. If you're going to choose not to follow the policies and procedures set forth, unfortunately, that will result in removal from the building. Events will have limited capacity. We're going to try to hold as many events outdoors as possible. And we may need to limit indoor attendance to only parents and guardians. When we have parent meetings, we will give families an option which is more convenient for them, either to be held virtually or in person. So we try to really simplify our WPS protocol. So for masks, right now, there is an executive order that is in place till the end of September. And it basically says that whether you're vaccinated or not, inside of school buildings, masks must be worn. We will authorize accommodations for those that have medical accommodations that need to be made and that prohibit them by wearing a mask. Going above and beyond what the expectations are, Winchester will continue to offer masks to all building members and have them available as needed. And we will oversee compliance for all building members and give them coaching, especially students that may need some help keeping them on consistently. Our distancing is reduced to 3 feet. So the goal is to maintain 3 feet in the classroom and when feasible, with additional mitigation factors in place. They are relaxing the restrictions on cohorting. So no longer do we have to just stick classroom by classroom. Kids can go outside, they can play with other classrooms too. If you are outside of the 3-foot area, you do not have to quarantine if you are identified as a direct contact. And to go above and beyond, Winchester Public Schools will continue to maintain the Oak Street School for this school building to ensure proper space for students. Under ventilation, we will continue to clean our air filters and do the routine changing of those. We also are testing for routine monitoring of air exchanges. And in all of our classrooms, we have either ceiling fans, or in some cases, air conditioning to be able to increase ventilation within the classrooms. We will be utilizing our ARP funding, our American Rescue Plan funds, to be able to support upgrading the HVAC system at Pearson to be inclusive of air conditioning. And we have open classroom windows and doors at all times when possible. Under cleaning, last year we thought that there was transmission on surfaces. We know now that that's one of the least common ways that you can contain COVID. So what we're doing is we're doing our routine cleaning. We will be disinfecting the bathrooms, health offices, isolation rooms, and known exposure areas. So students, as part of this process and us going above and beyond, will be helping with the staff members to maintain their daily cleaning of their desks. We have cleaning materials available in every single room, and our custodians maintain daily cleaning logs for all spaces within the building. So under active, art, and music, we have PE and recess should take place outdoors when possible. No masking required when students are outside for recess, PE, or any other class. We will increase the distance when possible for music and band. For band, students will have masks for their instruments and their specialized masks for that. And we are back to being able to share materials in art in different activities. Under buses, we have masks continue to be worn, and that's a general requirement throughout all public transportation. We encourage the drivers to keep the windows open when the weather permits. WPS goes above and beyond by assigning student seats, providing extra masks for drivers for students that may not have them, and providing wipes for areas of the bus that might need attention for immediate cleaning. Under quarantine and direct contact, we will maintain the 10-day quarantine for positive cases from the date of the positive case. So those people will need to be quarantined. Students and staff are not required to be tested. However, they are required to adhere to the quarantine period in full. So a direct contact is identified as someone that is within 3 feet for more than 15 minutes. For students that are identified as either COVID positive or needing to quarantine for the 10 days, we will provide them with asynchronous learning. So the learning will be posted for the student online. And if they complete the assignment that day, they will be marked present, so it will not count against them. Vaccinated individuals that do not have symptoms are exempt from quarantine. And again, we will provide all students with laptops for the 21-22 school year for here at school and one at home. And I'm providing you with up-to-date information here in places where you can get information that's a reliable source. So Winchester Public Schools website is kept up to date on COVID planning. Our Facebook page has a lot of announcements related to upcoming events, specifically related to COVID. The Torrington Area Health Department is listed here for local information related to COVID. Our State Department of Public Health is also listed here. And on the federal level, we have the Center for Disease Control listed. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or would like to chat about anything related to COVID or a reopening, I'm always happy to help. My cell phone number is 860-921-1747, and you can email me at melanie.brady-shanley@winchesterschools.org. Have a safe and wonderful day.